Limits of the function. And the question is, what is a limit? A limit is when the set of values from a function approaches to the limit. Okay, now that you have the concept, here you can see some examples of the limits on a function and how they can be solved.
So hi, in this video we're going to talk about how to calculate limits given a graph. So it's kind of an introduction for a topic. So we have this graph. We're going to calculate the limit of fx when x approaches 1 from the right. Here you see the graph. I need to follow the line until the line reaches 1. And here we can find that the limit of 1 is 1 also. So let's go with the next one. So here we have limit of fx when x approaches 3 from the left. So here we also need to follow the graph until we reach 3. So here we can see the limit of fx when x approaches 3 from the left is 2. So with the next one, here we're talking about limit of fx when x approaches -2. So we go on the graph and find -2, and here we have -3. So the limit of fx when x approaches -2 is -3.
So now we have this new graph and this given set of limits. So for the first one, when limit of f of x when x approaches 1, we have that the y value of f of x equals x approaches 1 is also 1. What happens when limit of f of x approaches 0? As we can see, both graphs are going in the opposite directions. This side of the graph is going to positive infinity and this side of the graph is going to negative infinity. So in this case, the limit doesn't exist. A new case, what happens if x is approaching negative infinity? So we go to this side of the graph because this side is the negative part of the axis. And now we see that as x is approaching infinity, the y values are getting smaller and smaller, reaching almost 0. Because when you have x -1, we have y -1. When we have -2, y is, let's say, almost 0.2. So as we can see, the y values are getting closer to 0. And the same case is going when x approaches infinity, positive infinity, y is getting, the y value is getting closer to 0.
So hi again. So we have this new graph and this set of limits. So let's start with this limit. The limit of fx when x approaches 0 from the right. So we go on the graph, we follow the line. We find out that it's -2. So in the next limit, limit of fx when x approaches 0 from the left, we also follow the line. It's -3. So having these two values, we can go into this one. Limit of fx when x approaches 0. So these two lines, they both approach 0 in the x-axis, but they have different values in the y-axis. So the limit doesn't exist. So finally, limit of fx when x approaches 3. So we're gonna graph, we look for 3 in the x-axis, the value is 2.